If you want to spot a dangerous personality, you are taught to look for obvious markers. You look for the loud, brash egoist who dominates the room and demands absolute compliance. But clinical psychology has mapped a variation of this disorder that survives by wearing the skin of the wounded. This person sits quietly on your couch, whispering about how unusually cruel the world has been to them. Because human psychology identifies predators by their aggression, we scan the room for snarling teeth. While you are guarding the front door against a visible threat, you might invite this profile inside, specifically because they appear to be in pain. This invisibility is precisely what allows them to integrate into your life undetected. By presenting as a victim rather than an aggressor, they navigate past your natural psychological defenses. Psychologists classify this profile as covert or vulnerable narcissism. It is a specific evolutionary branch of the personality disorder. Unlike the standard overt model, the covert narcissist fuses a deeply ingrained sense of superiority with a hypersensitive vulnerability. They hold these two conflicting states in a steady equilibrium. Their logic dictates they are extraordinary, but the world is too flawed to recognize it. Because they lack the confidence to demand applause directly, they extract attention through the passive-aggressive slight, the heavy sigh, and the cataloging of their suffering. They rarely say, "I am better than you." They say, "After everything I've done, this is how I am treated." It is a calibration designed to make you do the emotional work of elevating them. To understand how this operates in a relationship, we have to look at the fuel source, narcissistic supply. This is the constant stream of external validation required to stabilize their ego. The overt narcissist functions like a star, pushing energy outward. The covert narcissist functions like a vacuum chamber. Instead of radiating power, they absorb surrounding energy, pulling in your time, reassurance, and emotional labor to fill a bottomless void. This creates an asymmetrical dynamic. You find yourself offering endless comfort and validation to someone who is structurally incapable of returning it. This reverse engine drains your psychological reserves in silence. Because there is no physical aggression, the toll remains hidden from the outside world. They manage this through the empathy exploit, which targets the human drive to comfort those who are grieving. This role shift happens gradually. You become an emotional life support rather than an equal partner, though the change is rarely acknowledged. This foundation represents your reality under ambient gaslighting. There is no direct denial of facts, only a constant fog of unspoken resentment. If you express joy, it's met with sorrow. If you raise a grievance, they use tears to frame your complaint as cruelty. The result is a cycle where the victim spends their energy protecting the person who is systematically draining them. You begin to walk on eggshells made of their fragility. When we zoom out from individual relationships to the broad span of history, the scale of this psychological blueprint changes how we identify power. History's most effective figures were not always bombastic dictators. Some gained untouchable authority by becoming professional martyrs, figures who demonstrated a spectacular capacity for suffering. By positioning themselves as the ultimate victim of a system, they make any criticism of their actions appear like an act of further oppression. When a person's suffering becomes their primary credential, it creates a shield that deflects all accountability. This mechanism allows for a unique form of control. If questioning a leader is framed as an attack on a victim, that leader becomes immune to challenge. In this way, performed vulnerability is used to consolidate power. Modern digital ecosystems function as a specialized incubator for this personality type. Algorithms are hyper-optimized to reward grievance. Trauma is commodified, and vulnerability is traded as social currency. We're moving toward a landscape where the competitive display of suffering is the path to dominance. Here, individual agency is traded for collective pity. Look closely at the quietly wounding, chronically tragic figures in your own life. Consider the possibility your empathy is being harvested. Are you helping a soul in need or feeding a predator consuming you from the inside out?